Moko kauae, it's a physical manifestation of who we are. So our connection from the heavens to the earth, our connection to those before us and those after us, but also acknowledging like within ourselves who we are. Moko kauae means word for word. Moko means to be etched into the skin, and kauae means your chin or your jaw area. Every moko kauae is specific to the wearer, to the family, to the tribe, and to their ancestors. Women wear their moko kauae, and men wear something that is called a moko mataora. You do have ones that cover only like a half a face, and you do also have mataora that covers a whole face. I was raised in a Christian church. My mum and dad split at a very young age, and mum went and remarried and entered a church, and I lived with my mum. And then my dad obviously stayed in amongst quite a lot of culture. The thing with churches, you can be spiritual, but it has to be of God. It has to be of the Holy Spirit. Anything else outside of the church is seen as evil. But I actually moved to Australia when I was 17 years old and went to Ayers Rock, is what the world knows it as. Proper name for it is Uluru or Yulara. And that's where I met my husband, and my husband, being Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, is very culturally connected. I think my husband had a big part in like opening up my heart and mind to understanding that there's a lot more to do with us as people than the religion that was brought to us through colonization. You know, took a lot for me to sift through, 6 whole years to be exact, and I'm still working on it. I've always had the support of my grandparents, and even my mum. It took her a while to like be like, yeah, honey, I support you. It was just her devoutness to the church, you know, which took a little bit to sift through. But at the end of it, she came through, and my dad was always obviously very supportive. So on the day, obviously you go in and you cleanse the area. For me, and this was just what I wanted to do, I went into the bathroom and I said a prayer first to the Creator or to God. I then said a prayer to my husband's ancestors, being as we were on his land. I said a prayer to my own. And then my artist laid me down and he said a karakia, which is a prayer. And we opened that way and he revealed it for me. So I never actually saw my moko kauae until it was complete. No drafts are drawn up for me. When this was being done, there was no numbing cream. There was nothing like that. It's all a very organic and natural process. But it was lovely. It was a beautiful experience. And I honestly, the only thing I would have done different is to have my grandparents there with me, because obviously they're in New Zealand. There's the actual meaning of kauae, but then I think it's also really important to remember that every single woman's journey with moko kauae is different. You know, like I think a lot of people think that we have to earn our moko kauae, but I always put to those people, what I put to them is that identity is not something that you earn. It's something that you're born with and you walk into, you know, when you come of a certain age. There are a lot of people that don't know about us, you know, like there are a lot of people that don't know that Māori people even exist. A lot of people group Polynesians all together in the one, and it's just not the case. Like we're all so different and we're all so unique. I think it's just being proud of who you are and not hiding it, because for so long we've had to hide who we are. For so long, like our people have been in the shadows and have been overspoken and overlooked, and people act like we're invisible, but we're not. I like sharing my culture on TikTok, but I will only share an extent. And I think people think that we share everything, but there's so much that people will never know about Māori people unless they go to New Zealand directly, because sacred things need to be, you know, kept sacred. And there's only so much that we can talk about online.